So we're recording? Lovely, thank you very much. Good morning and welcome. It's Helen from iCare, iMove, and today we are doing a session using bands. Now these are great because they do fit in your luggage should you be traveling now, and they fit in your pocket. So actually these ones are really unusual because they're normal latex bands, but normally they're really quite slippy, but these feel a bit grainy. They're weird for me to touch. I don't like it. Anywho, not important. So we are going to use the bands to help us with our mobility as we get going. So the first thing I'd like us to do in standing is align ourselves. I just want to do a little demonstration of fascia. So this is what I'm looking for. So I've spiraled my band around my thigh. So when I stand, I lift up through the arches and feel this drawing up and almost rotating out where I'm squeezing through the buttocks. So you can possibly see my shape because I'm squeezing and then I'm tucking my tail. So I'm trying to avoid being weak and long in the front. It's all tightening, butt clenching, bracing, rib knitting. So once I've got that bit going, so my arches are lifted, so that's really how we do that. We sort of pull up and it's almost this like freeing, this opening up through the pelvis. I want you to take the band into your hands behind you. And with that, we're just going to simply squeeze the shoulder blades and drop the shoulders so your hands will stretch further down your back past your buttocks. Hold that for a moment and then release. And we're going to do that again. So grip firmly on the band, squeeze your shoulder blades together, send your hands nice and long. Now at the same time, so we've gone long, we need to knit the ribs and go long through the spine. So just creating space in the neck and giving us some height. Lovely. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Good. So we're going to start with some shoulder rolls. Well done. And then the arms will go up and out. Just nice and tall, big high V. Send the hands back down and squeeze the hands together or hold the bands together. Same thing. You're going to gently pull the band apart. Let your arms go long. Lift the ribs. And now, and lift the collarbone. And now draw the ribs in together. So we've got really good alignment around the trunk. Okay, so you should start to feel the inside of your arms, your triceps starting to fire up. Okay, so from here, I want us to alternate foot movements, heel toe, thinking about the whole of the foot. And what is quite important here, can we change foot cameras a minute, 2-foot camera. Okay, it will pop up in a second. What I'm looking for is the whole of the foot being mobilized, but taking your energy through the big toe. So as you bring your knee forward and bend the knee, you bring all your weight over your big and second toe. Okay, so this is just mobilizing through the feet and ankles. Now stay with your right foot and just massage, doing a roll through the knee and hip, but a massage through the whole of the foot. Now think about the front of the foot. Now we switch direction. All I'm doing here is getting some good lubrication in between the joints. And if we've got a nice foot, nice and warm, we can do more later on with other things. Now here, watch. So ball of foot, straighten knee, lift toes, straight leg. So 1 and 2, squeeze knee, 1 and 2, squeeze knee. So my intentions today with you is to help with some resistance work, using the band to assist, but really targets fascia. Circle on the other foot, go around the ball of the foot at your own pace with a bent knee. Okay, and then switch direction. So it's really getting into all those niggles around the ankle. And then the same thing. So we go pressing the toes down to straighten off the leg, lift the toes. So 1 and 2 and 1, squeeze thigh, 1 and 2, good, squeeze thigh. So we're starting to activate. Okay, shaky, shaky, back to big cam. Okay, so this time we're going to stand onto the band. Now remember, this is just us starting to mobilise. Okay, so in neutral, feet in neutral, hold on to your band, your hands are nice and long, your neck is long, you've drawn in at your ribs, your spine is long, and you've squeezed and opened up through the thighs. Okay, I think I need to do something a minute. Pat, bear with me. You got to do some shoulder rolls. Right, sorry about that, team. Right, bear with me. What I'm trying to achieve here is some mobility through the shoulders. So we're sliding the shoulders up to the ears and back down again. This movement, it's not just up and down, it's up, centre, down. So there's a shoulder elevation, neutral, depression. So hold at neutral, up, middle, down. So I want you to allow the band. There needs to be enough resistance on your band that your arms feel weighted down as if you are holding your shopping bag. So we've got up, middle, down. Got it? Okay, now as we perform this movement, I now want us to think about squeezing and drawing your shoulder blades together. So we go up, middle, down, but there is a definite pinch between your shoulder blades. So we're not taking your shoulders forward. There's just that little better posture, improved posture, standing like a soldier, long through the spine. This will all make sense in a moment. Okay, so we find our neutral, and just because the bands for many of us, we haven't used these for quite a while, I just want you to think about strong wrists, and we're just taking one side out at a time, okay? Now, when you do that, you think about that contraction in your center, think about pulling it in and your ribs are knitted, okay? So all of this is core work, but at the very same time, we're just starting to build some strength into the shoulders and also the wrists, so the wrists are strong. Well done. And then release. Okay, so we cross the band in front of us, lift up through the elbows and lower, also known as an upright row. Again, we're keeping the neck long, the shoulders down, but I want you to think about back fat. Good descriptor. So when you do this movement, I want you to think about drawing your shoulder blades together. Let the muscles in the mid and upper back do the work. So less elbows, more back muscles. Now the interesting thing is we call this mirror training, because we're very good training the bits we can see, but our brain can't see our back and shoulders. So that's why it's so important that we really need to feel this through rather than really focus on the visual side of this and feel this through. Feel the squeeze of the shoulder blades as they come together as you lift your arms. So to get that wrapping around and squeezing of your shoulders, you need to really put all your attention and thought processes in between the shoulder blades and then relax. Good. Interesting, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so already we're starting to warm up the hands. So we'll just give the bands a break for a second. Okay, and just stretch out your hands, roll your hands, Clasp your hands, so you go into alternate. So left over right, entwine your fingers, stretch out through the back, pull in your belly, and then release, and then reverse it, so right over left. Now that in itself will feel a bit odd. Stretch out again, chin to chest, brace abdominals round out through the back. So you can feel quite a big stretch come on through the body. And then release. Entwine your fingers in front of you and then just rub your hands as if you were just trying to warm up. Okay, lovely. Good, 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 good. Legs. So let's address lowering and lifting, waking up through the thighs, using the calf muscles and the pelvic floor for lift. So it's a simple, from neutral, push your bottom back, bend your knees and rise. The up phase is the bit I care about. The up phase is the clench of your booty. So you should feel a tightening and an expansion through the front of your body as you rise. So you rise and squeeze up. So you lower down, squeeze. So there's like an opening because you're squeezing through your backside and bottom. And that movement is so important because we're engaging the pelvic floor quite significantly and powering up through the inner thighs as well as the center, the biggest muscles. Okay, so now we're going to change this up. Feet just go a little wider. So this time take your arms out to the sides, then arms just pushed back, palms pushed back, lowering again. So squeeze your shoulder blades as you lower, squeeze up as you rise. Now it will feel a little bit, don't really get this. Your feet are flat on the floor, you're lowering down and you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, because what I'm trying to do here is get all the right angles. As you lower, we're not tipping towards the floor, you're looking at me. You should have really nice angles here. And you should also feel quite a strong stretch through the front of the ankle, the back of the thigh. Back of the thigh, hang on, front of the ankle, back of the calf as you rise up, okay? So keep going, eye gaze forward, not downward. And this is really about maintaining a neutral alignment so we don't knock ourselves out of kilter. So that's why I need you to do this bit. And the other thing that should be happening right now is that you're feeling a bit breathless. And that is also really normal. And it's simply because you're using a bigger muscle groups to perform this movement. They need a bit more energy. And to perform or create energy, we need to draw in oxygen and then we can convert energy in the body. So your body goes, I'm going to breathe more because I need more oxygen for the muscles to move. Lovely. Good job. Okay, so in the news last week, our favourites, wide-based sway, flamingo swing, flamingo stance, all came into play. So, and this is just a demonstration of our balance. So let's have a look at this. In the first place, feet in neutral, and then as we started in the warm-up, bend your right knee and just let your right toes just gently brush the surface in front of you. So this is your come home safety piece. So if you feel that you're going to lose your balance, just gently, barely let your toes touch the floor. Okay, so what happens is, because I'm talking a lot already this morning, we're focusing on balance. What happens is we tend to sag when we're on one leg. So I want you to really lift up through the hip and pelvis, feel quite strong and engaged through your center, lift the knee in front of you. So most of you are quite comfortable with this. Be conscious of how your feet are feeling. We've warmed up and mobilized the feet. So really think about spreading your toes, lifting up through that arch so you feel that power right the way around the leg. Okay, and to make it a little bit more comfortable, we're just going to swing that top leg just a little bit. You're holding your ankles. So right now, you should be feeling a lot of positive stress around that lower limb of the static leg, because it's working really hard, stretching your toes, lifting through your arch, pulling that power up through your center of your body, and now we rest. How surprising is that? Okay, other side. So give yourself a moment. So you're keeping one toe barely touching the mat. Think about your alignment on the other side. So we're lifting nice and strong, finding your balance, lifting up a little higher if you can, thinking about the work that's going in that foot. So it's really working hard to stabilize you. Think about your inner thigh, your pelvic floor. Everything is lifting and holding and really holding that position. So this is a sign of longevity. This is if you can do this for longer than 10 seconds, it gives us a real picture of what the next 10 years is going to look like for you. As falls is a big part of what we do, as you know, but finally it's making the headlines. So let's see if we add in just a little bit of gentle movement in and outside of the midline of the body. Use your arms if you need to, that's perfectly reasonable. Well done. It's all very surprising today what she's up to. Well done. And then slowly release the foot down and go, ooh. So I'm hoping you're going to tell me that your legs are burning and you might feel it in your ass. Good. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so we're coming towards the back of the mat. We're going to work on rolling down. So we're thinking about the vertebra. We're thinking about folding. And to do this successfully and well, we're engaging through the center. So allow below your ribs to suck in and hold your form. Let the front of your body hold and support your spine as you roll down. Now we're not rolling down very far to start with. Just enjoy that lovely little stretch of your back. And then pull in your belly to rise up. Squeeze your butt cheeks as you get to the top. Let's do that again. Now breathing out as you lower helps because it's empty in that space. Let your arms relax, fold and dangle with just a bent knee for now, and then rise up. And each time you rise up, you squeeze through the buttocks as your inner thighs, your buttocks are engaged as you pull up. All this movement is from your trunk, okay? So pull it in as you lower and then really feel that wrapping and spiraling as you rise. So do this well to support your back, please. I'm just coming off camera to watch. So think about how powerful and strong you can make this roll up, roll down by engaging and squeezing through the knees, inner thighs, all the way to the top, up and down. Keep going. Beautiful. Go a little deeper if you can. Lovely at the top there, Annie. Beautiful. Okay, this time we're just going to shift the weight through the feet. Breath in, breath out, roll down. The hands flop and dangle. This time we're just going to start walking your hands out. Not too far, not too far. Up onto your tiptoes and then walk your hands back to your toes. Hold. Relax and dangle. Eye gaze through your knees. Breath in. Control. Breath out. Walk your hands out a little bit. Not too far. You're on your tiptoes. And then walk your hands back in. This time we're coming onto all fours. Breath in. Breath out. Walking your hands forward, slowly, slowly, slowly. Knees come down to ground. Relax the front of the foot and sit back in child's pose. Okay, first child's pose, just settle down there. Enjoy the stretch around the knees. Now, rise up from it. Keep your toes connected. Take your knees wide. Enjoy the stretch. Fold again. stretching your arms. Now, we're all very different with posture, and we all have different imbalances in our bodies. So what I'd like you to do is stretch out your left arm further and then look under your right armpit. Oh yeah. Then stretch out your right arm further and look under your left armpit. Now, lovely people, just keep working through that and see how that feels, and add in your own flair. So is there a bit here that you can stretch further? Is there a bit that you need to hold longer? Good, good, good. And then release. We are coming onto all fours. So we're going to do the first round without band, then we add band. First things first, flat hands. Now what we see often is this tendency to roll out through the hands. Can you see? So your index fingers end up lifting. And that's a lot to do with age and lifestyle. So we are going to focus on stretching out our hands. As soon as we put the entire hand stretched out on the mat flat, I want you to think about how your elbows are feeling. So you might notice that your elbows are moving slightly. Okay, from here, just come forward and backwards just a little bit. You're welcome. So there's a nice little stretch here through the wrists. So your index fingers pointing forward. Then we're going to change this. We're going to take the hands out. So both hands turn away from each other 90 degrees. And a bit like an elephant rock when they're sleeping. Just side to side. Index fingers and baby fingers all nice and flat. We're going to repeat that, but this time the hands turn 180 degrees in on each other. Same thing, really stretch and straighten up through the elbows as you rock side to side. Really nice little thing just to get you going here and warming up those wrists. Okay, coming back to fingers pointing forwards, flat hands down into the floor. We're going to come straight away into swimming. So right knee, left knee lifts, right hand lifts. So we stretch, then we lift, and we lower and come in, switch. The transition's always been the interesting bit for me, because you need to do all of this without letting the middle part of your body knowing that you're switching limbs. So use the contraction and tension on through your body as you come into swimming. And here's another thing I need you to do now today. I want you to think about your inner thigh. So as you lift the leg, I want you to squeeze the inner thigh. I want you to squeeze the inner thigh. So your knee, really focus on your knee facing towards the ground. Now, if you need to do this a few times without your hands, that's fine. Because what happens is you just stretch your leg behind you. Let's put some focus into the inner thigh and tighten it. And what might feel like is happening, the legs are crossing through the midline, and they're not at all. But I just want you to think arch, inside of knee, inner thigh into the center of and the sides of your pelvic floor. Okay, well done. And because we are doing quite a bit of work around the extremities, from here, curl your toes under your heels, press your hands into the ground, lift your knees, and keep stretching your legs as we come up into downward dog. Now, first time in downward dog today. Bend the knee and then the other knee. We're just going for a little walk. Think about the big toe, the arch, the inside of the heel. Feel the knees and behind the knees as you stretch. If there's an inclination to look under your armpits, please do whatever it is you need to do to maximize this and to use it as strength as well as stretch. Well done. Beautiful. Knees down. Down, I know. So we've got the band, the knees go 90-90. Take the band, so let's assume you're copying me. So we've got legs around to the right side. Your left knee, pop the band halfway underneath, pin it. Okay, we're just going to start with the front arm. We've actually just set this up as a little 5-minute movement for you, like a little short video for you to follow this sequence. So I want you to hold the band with your thumb up in the air, and we're just going into a little twist. So eyes on you, forward through the midline, so we start right on the nose, and then we're going to rotate out to the side, keeping the shoulders relaxed and down. So that's the important thing, because the shoulder is quite a strong character in your theatre, and it wants to overtake, okay? So we need to keep the neck long and the shoulder down. So control the power, and I want you to think about what's underneath your scapula, your shoulder blades, and what's coming round towards the sides of your body into your chest. Now, if you want to make this bigger, feel free to add flair. So you can wrap, twist, and press. And a tip here is, as we travel to the right, press down through the left. Does that make sense? So pop your left hand on your left knee, rotate to the right, press away. So we're actually using quite a complex network of muscle fibers now. So nice and big. Isn't that nice? Yeah, last time. And breathe in naturally and comfortably. Well done. Okay, so we're not quite done on that side. This time we're taking the back part of the band, so it's now in your left hand. Okay, and this is what I want you to do. Your right hand comes down towards the right side of your shin. We come up and over, settle on the horizon. Up and over and settle on the horizon. You're welcome. Enjoy how that feels in the waistline. So this is a nice one for keeping the bowels healthy as well, because you're actually working up and down the ascending descending bowel, so it might give you wind, or it just might move you along. Last time. And then release. Good, 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 good. Okay, so from here, we're holding both sides of the band. This time with your little fingers pointing upwards, we lean and we're just going to squeeze the arms back. Now the hands will always stay your hands will stay lower than your shoulder blades. We are heading in the direction of your front left knee, taking the arm forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together and pushing back. So it's a nice and interesting movement. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You'll actually feel, be comfortable leaning forward. So you've got the rock through the body. You'll feel a stretch through your neck. You'll feel a squeeze into your arms. Everything is working. It's complex. Last time. And release. Okay, so we take the legs around to the other side. You pin yourself. Drop my mic. Bear with. Right. You pin yourselves. So think, to start with, left hand, hold your left band. Thumb up towards the ceiling. Right. Okay. And then from here, we are rotating and coming back to center. Now this for me absolutely highlights the vulnerabilities between my right and left side. Right arm is pushing down on the inside of my right knee, And this will help me hold better posture. And to progress it, I'm stretching back and pushing through. So I'm starting to recruit more muscle fibers through the rotation and the press away. So there's a pull and then a press, or a pull and a push. You may also feel this in the groin as it's stretching. So there's lots of features and benefits to complex movement patterns. And think about how the waistline's feeling. Are you on both sit bones, or is your weight loaded somewhere? How do you want to feel? And I feel completely out of alignment. I feel my one side is very, very different than my other. And I think that comes from years of teaching practice where I've taught and demonstrated on one side only. Okay, well done. Release the band. The band behind you now comes into play. And we're thinking about the left hand towards the outside of the left thigh, or the left shin. Right hand comes up and over. Now that's interesting. My spine's gone. All the lovely little bubbles clicking in my back. Now try not to breath hold. Work through breath rhythm and really maintaining good alignment. Try and sit on both sit bones. If you can't do that, sit up as high and tall as you can. That's interesting and quite fresh on your knees, isn't it, girls? Right, and then finally, this is baby fingers upwards, long arms. We are leaning forward and stretching backwards. So we're maintaining resistance on the band right the way through the move. So you keep going. This is about internal shoulder rotation. This is really important movement. And again, it's a measure of what the next 10 years look like. So we really have to think about that internal shoulder rotation. Well done. Release, relax. And then when you are ready, have your band nearby. We're going to bring our feet to the front edge of your mat. Okay, and we're slowly going to roll down. Bring up your knees towards your chest for a moment. Send your knees to the right side. Look towards the left. If you need to take your arms out wide to 3 or 9 o'clock, please do. Try and keep your knees on top of each other and stacked. Use this time to stretch. We'll stay here for a moment. Knuckles down onto the floor if you can. And also, if you want to progress the movement, you can use your right hand to hold down the outside of the left knee as you look to the left corner. And the magic is the breath. It's being able to relax through this and let the muscle fibers go. Okay, when you're ready, we bring your knees back to center. Lift your hips slightly and shift your hips towards the right side as the knees drop over to the left. And when you're ready, stretch out your arms, but try and keep your knees stacked. That's kind of like the key here. So if your knees are stacked, what happens is the stretch into the chest becomes deeper. Let that go. Left hand holds the top of the right knee or thigh, just to really hold that position as you really get deeper into the stretch with your breathing. Well done. Okay, so when you're ready, you come back to center. Okay, so we are going to use the bands with quite a few of the next, well, all of the next exercises. Let's start with taking the band around the arch of your right foot. Okay, right. Hold the band with your baby fingers wrapping, thumb sticking out. Got it? Got that? Right. Okay. Arms towards the ceiling, left foot on the floor, right foot in the band. We're going to press away. Now this band is most bizarre. It's quite strong. And I'm keeping my arms pointing towards the ceiling, okay? So that helps me contract through my abdominals using the heel of my moving foot and pressing forward, okay? Lovely. That's all right, isn't it? Not too bad. So if you want to and you have enough flex in your band, what you can then do is go for a full stretch. Whew, not used these before, a bit scared. Okay, arms overhead. So we're really opening and closing through the body. Last time. Well done. Switch sides. So left foot in, right foot flat on the floor, holding onto your band when you're ready. Arms stay static. It is leg only that's doing the work. Maintain resistance on your band throughout. Use the heel of your foot to strike forward towards the skirting board, squeezing through the knee joint, squeezing through the thigh. Well done. Okay, now add in moving arms. So as the leg moves away, so do the arms. Single leg, full stretch. Think about long neck, shoulders down. Using that full control of the body. Last time. Well done. Release, relax. And release the band. Okay, so now we're going to take your band behind your knees. We're going to tie the band in a bow. Bows are easier to manage. I'm going to tie the band in a bow, and then you still have neutral alignment. So you're still a hand width between your knees. Okay, right. From here, it's just there for show for the next bit, okay? So what I want you to do is to use your hands into the ground and contract through your lower abdominals and start to lift your buttocks just a little bit. Now, if you need your hands pushed into the floor, that's fine because it's just helping you with the contraction. Now, we're going to make this bigger. It's a tap down, tabletop, knees to chest. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Now the band was forming that lovely, it's just there for a little bit of feedback. Now I want you, as you perform this movement, to think about real tension on through the band. Now if you want to take your hands off the ground now, you are more than welcome. Hands towards the ceiling or hands overhead. That's more of a challenge. So we're going to do this another 6 times. And 5. Two more. Last time. And then release, feet down. Okay, well done. Heels towards your bottom, knees just slightly wider than neutral. Okay, and the reason we're doing that, we're coming up now into a bridge. So we've got resistance on, your feet are slightly wider. Imprint your lower back. So think about bottom tucks under as you start to lift. And when you've gone up onto your shoulder blades, I want you to squeeze through the buttocks, but in the same time knit the ribs together. So it's not yoga, we're not hyperextending. Lovely strong alignment here, and then slowly one vertebra at a time come down, still managing the resistance on the band around your knees. So up, squeeze your butt at the top, down. Well done. Okay, up to the top and hold, squeeze through the butt. Okay, and now you're here, we're going to pulse 8, 7, 6 and 5, 4 and 3 and 2, spine back down. Feet go wider, just a couple of inches please. Okay, here we go again. We'll roll it up through the spine and we're going to pulse at the top for 10, 9, big squeezes. Squeezes, this is your hamstrings, this is your gluteals, spine down. Well done. Now we're going to go slightly wider again, but we're also going to slide your feet just an inch or two away from your bottom. Okay, here we go. So we're rolling up through the spine, clench through your gluteals, add a bit of pressure to that band. Okay, and here we go. We press 8, no, 9, no, 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep squeezing, 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 squeezing. Oh, stay there. Let's do 10 more. 10, 9, knees wide. 6, 5, 4. Anyone shaky by now? And release down. Well done. Draw your knees into chest. Okay. Stay there, guys. So you hold your position and give yourself a minute, because now we are working through the ribs and higher up the trunk. Okay, so we're up in tabletop, band is around your knees, arms out nice and wide. Now we've already stretched into this position, but now we're going to use strength into this position. So the knees drop to the right. Keep your shoulder blades on the floor at all times. Come back to center, check alignment, drop to the other side, shoulder blades down. Okay, so if you feel comfortable with this, and you should do, what you can do is flex the feet, see how that feels, or you can extend your top leg up and over, or both legs. How does that feel? All the time you were working on your core muscles, keeping your shoulder blades down. Give me 4 more, and 3, and 2. Well done. Okay. So your band, okay. Sorry team. Okay, so there's always mic issues at this point in the session when you're on the floor. Okay, is that all right? I can't hear now. Anyway, okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to come back up into tabletop. Now watch. The band is looped around the arches of your feet. So we are stretching out and in. A lot of resistance here. Is everything all right? Okay. Push out and in. It's one of my favourites. Yeah. Squeezing out and in, and out and in. I don't know about you, but I could do this for hours. This one's a good one for me. out and in. Give me 4 more. And 3. And 2. Last time. Okay, feet down. Okay. Testing, testing. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Yeah, good. Okay, thumbs up. Excellent. Right. I really enjoyed that one. That was good, wasn't it? Okay. Right. Oh, I've lost my thread. Where am I? Da 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 da. Right, okay. Okay, right. Feet nice and wide. The band is still on your ankles. Now, here's the thing. Don't let your knees drop in. So maintain really good, strong base of support. And I really want you to push the whole foot into the mat, because the band, which is looped around your arches, is going to want to pull everything inwards and collapse, okay? So push your feet into the ground. That's position 1. Okay, arms overhead, position 2. Arms come up towards the ceiling, eye gaze towards your knees and back down again. Okay, so it's a slow crunch, okay? Breath in as you breathe out, eye gaze towards your belly button. So you lift and you lower. Good job. So slowly up. Now it's really important that you push your feet into the ground. I really need all your effort, the whole of the foot being pushed into the ground. And you'll notice, because your feet are nice and wide, there's resistance on there. Yeah, that's right. The calves are smarting, everything is smarting. Okay, so this time the arms will crisscross. So right hand to left knee and back down again. Left hand to right knee and back down again. So let's just work on this crisscross. Really push your feet, the whole of the foot into the ground. Oh, enjoy that. Keep pushing the feet down. That's really intense into the legs, isn't it? It takes the effort and the worry from the middle, because your legs are doing so much effort here. Last time, and then bring your feet together. Let your knees collapse in on each other. Give yourself a moment. Whew. Right, from there we are coming onto our sides. Last set, okay? Okay, so your knees are bent, feet are forward. In fact, your top leg, the heel is slightly higher, and we're going to do pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7. Really focus here. 2, stop and hold. Bring your knee towards your chest and push away. So top leg, ow, and ow, and ow, and ow. Your lower limbs will just be crying a little bit now, and that's fine. Woo. Now fully extend that top leg, and we're going to pulse upwards and skywards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Ouchie, ouchie. And release. Good job. Okay, other side. So I'm going to just flip up and flip over. Right, start with a bent knee. Okay, so here we are, 90 at the knee, 90 at the hip. The heel is slightly higher than the foot, and we push skywards. Push sky. Can't speak now. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Knee to chest, then extend, go in and push, and in and push. Your heel is slightly higher, so really maintain that resistance there in the legs. Ow, oh my God, you should feel this everywhere. Oh my word. 2 more like this, then we're done, team. Okay, so last part of the set, fully extended leg, and we lift, lift, maintain that resistance on your band. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Bring your knees together. You might need to give yourself a bit of a booty rub. We're done. Let's stretch you out and relax you. So from here, roll onto your back. Drop your knees in together for a second. That's important now. We just breathe away that lactic acid. Take your left foot, take it towards the ceiling, holding onto the back of the calf or the thigh. We tend to avoid holding onto the back of the knee. Okay, let's just point and flex and circle through your ankle. Lovely. Take the outside of the left ankle, rest it on your right knee. Use your left hand and just press gently away onto the inside of the left knee. Hold it there. So I'm still holding lactic acid in my hip. I can feel it. So I'm going to breathe through it. And then to make this slightly deeper, I'm going to hold onto the back of my right thigh. Okay, and release, relax. Good job. Right leg. Okay, so let's start by holding on to the back of the calf or thigh, pointing and flexing, enjoying that. Do whatever you need to do to release off through the ankle. And then take the outside of the right ankle onto the top of the left knee. Okay, use your right hand and just gently press away through the knee. To progress this, hold on to the back of the left thigh if you can. Lovely, hold it there. And again, just enjoy how that feels around the elbows, shoulders, how that feels into the buttocks. And release there. Take your left hand onto the inside arch of your left foot and pull your left knee and thigh into your ribs. Now, if you want to, you can do both together or you can switch. Hold it to the arch. Onto the outside. And when you're ready, make yourself nice and comfortable. So closing your eyes. And if we can switch to big camera as well. I use this few moments to calm your breathing. And use this time now to notice where your breathing is landing in your body. Notice maybe the change of temperature as the breath comes in and then leaves the body. Notice where there may be tension. Notice how you can relax further. Notice where you're holding your breath and try Shh. Try to bring your breath into your belly. Try and focus on being calm and not bothered by the sounds that you can't control. And recognizing that you can't always have quiet environments to work in. Without analysing, just move from one sound to the next. And that bit's important, just finding your quiet around chaos. In our final few moments, remind yourself of who you are, how you are. Remind yourself of your strength and your goodness, all those great qualities that you have that sometimes you can't see in your own self, but people remind you how wonderful you are and how special you are to us. Use this time now to take some long breaths in and maybe stretch out your hands at your feet, maybe wiggle, jiggle side to side. And in your own time, bring yourself into a seated position. Final few breaths. Take a long breath in. Push your hands, stretch your hands out wide. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Stretch your fingers. Make fists with your hands. Stretch your fingers. Bring your hands high together into your heart space. And then give yourself a little round of applause, because this is how you start your week. And good for you. Well done, everyone.